This morning on today's Weekend Adventure, motorcycles. So you're probably thinking Born to be Wild, you're probably thinking boss hogs, big tough guys. What you might be thinking, what you're going to get is Andy Pargh with some of the hot new motorcycles. Andy Pargh and I in our this is actually what we usually wear.
Yeah, this is like before we put on our ties. Well, you put on your tie and go to work.
Put a tie on over top of this and do this. Huh? How you doing?
I'm doing great, but it's the weekend. It's time to get outdoors and do fun things like this.
It is indeed. And motorcycles hotter than ever now.
Oh, Jack, I tell you, it's amazing. In fact, originally we were supposed to do this segment 3 weeks ago, got rained out. I had numbers that were going to tell you that motorcycle sales were predicted to be up 6% over last year. Just 2 weeks ago, or the week after that postponement, we found out, the new numbers came out, they're roughly triple that. Motorcycle sales are predicted to be 18% higher. Nearly 400,000 new bikes are going to be sold.
And the category of new bikers really spans everybody.
It really has, and it's going in all shapes and sizes. Now, still, the one thing I want to tell anybody, whether, like if it's simple like you, I know you want to get back into biking, you haven't ridden really since college, or the first timer, take a safety class. You can get information about Discover Today's motorcycling classes at any dealer. They're really low cost, and even if you're a seasoned rider, it's a good thing to do. But the big news this year are the bikes. Now, this is the sport bike category. This is the second category, second selling category of bikes. This model is from Suzuki. It's a TL1000R. Now, let me tell you, this thing is not for the rookie rider.
Okay.
I mean, it's super fast. It's Suzuki calls it the ultimate super bike. It's a 1,000cc engine. Something like this about $9,500.
Okay.
But this thing, you ride it in a near-prone position, and it's very similar to this one right here from Yamaha.
And these, as you said, these are really quick. You don't want to take your first ride on a motorcycle on one of these.
In fact, you're absolutely right. I've been riding for years. Just last year, I really started getting into sport bikes, and it's a great hobby. I mean, it's pure concentration when you're riding, and you're not going to use this for a rookie. Now, this one from Yamaha, this one sells for about $10,100 on this bike. The only thing is this bike is completely beating expectations. So if you're looking for this bike, you need to go grab it right now.
Now, the other category, we talked about the sport bikes, the top selling category are the cruisers.
The cruisers. And the reason why, in fact, if you want to have a seat on this, is the lower seat height. They're easier to handle. They're typically comfortable. Now this one's from Yamaha V-Star. This is another winner because this model right here you're seeing for under or around $5,500.
Okay.
It's a good entry-level cruiser, 650 cc's.
Not too heavy. You can handle it pretty easily.
Easy and nimble. In fact, Jack, if you want to get back into riding, this is probably the bike I would recommend for you to get started with. But again, this thing is.
You're gonna have to talk to my wife about that, by the way.
Hey,
getting back into the riding.
We're going to talk.
All right.
We're going to go take a ride. But this is a real hot-selling model. Now Honda, what they've done this year, they've come out with their Aero. Now this bike is just under $10,000. This has a real nostalgia type of look to it, with the big, antler type of handlebars on this. But you're seeing, great styling and color and relatively good prices on these things.
The James Dean look to this.
It really is. Now Harley. Now of course you think Harley.
Yeah, I got to get on this.
You have to right here. This one is truly. Harley has taken their old Road King. They added this model this year, the Road Glide. Now this one has an AM/FM stereo on it, so it makes it great for cruising and riding around. But for the highway, now this model, starts at $15,600.
Okay.
Now, again, with any Harley, you got to plan some money to accessorize it on there because they have a bunch of them on there.
You got your locked-up saddlebags here. You put anything you want in it and go for a ride.
For a trip, it's absolutely fantastic. You truly can't beat it. Now the thing is, though, if you want to save some money, though, here's something. As I said, this Harley is $15,600. Take a look at this Kawasaki Nomad. Now this bike is a takeoff of their successful Vulcan series, 1,500cc V-twin engine. But what they've done, they've kind of made this look a little similar to that model here. But the thing is, this thing starts at $11,900. But it's a smoother ride, shaft drive on this thing. It's the engine stays nice and cool, big fat tank. And the saddlebags and everything on this. Now what they've done, that same chassis here, the Vulcan, has Kawasaki is using to create this bike right here. Now this bike is not available yet, and it won't be till January. In fact, there's some situations going on. In fact, earlier this week, parties claiming right to the Indian trademark. Because you see, this bike is designed to look like a vintage 40s model.
Right.
Asked a federal judge in Colorado to prevent Kawasaki from promoting this model. Now I need to point out, the judge did in fact deny this request, but it's Kawasaki's position that this bike is not infringing on Indian's trademarks.
Okay. Did that just like a lawyer.
Hey, how you like that?
I'm the lawyer. Why are you doing this?
I'm playing one on TV.
All right, so this is the vintage look then.
And this one will not be available until next year. We're talking about 13,000, limited production. This bike is truly catching some eyes. You notice the oversized fenders and the blacked out chrome on everything on here?
All right, it's time for us.
Hey, we got to ride.
Huh? We got to ride? Helmets on, always helmets on.
You know the old saying, get your motors running.
All right, Andy Pargh.
You ready?
Get out of here. Where's my buddy Tony?
These guys look like Fonzie. I look like Richie Cunningham. What is with this jacket? Or Ralph Mouth? Hey, Jack, come back someday, please. Anyway, you come back because we're going to have a live performance from Beauty and the Beast. This is today on NBC.